In the remote forests of Appalachia, locals whispered about a haunted cabin deep in the woods. Generations of hikers had gone missing after venturing too close. Some say it's cursed by the spirits of early settlers. Thomas and his friends, eager for an adventure, decided to spend a weekend hiking the Appalachian Trail. A seasoned camper, Thomas heard the stories of the haunted cabin, but laughed them off as folklore. On the second day, they stumbled upon an old, abandoned trail. Faded signs warned them to turn back, but the group was curious. "Let's see where it leads," Thomas said. Reluctantly, his friends followed. The deeper they hiked, the darker the woods became. The birds stopped singing, and the wind died down. Finally, they saw it, a small, rotting cabin hidden among the trees, looking long forgotten. At the cabin's entrance, strange symbols were carved into the wood. They pushed open the door to find the inside covered in dust. Old furniture was scattered, but something felt off. The air was thick with dread. As they explored, Thomas found an old journal on a broken table. The pages were filled with frantic writings about the settlers who had vanished, pleading for help. The last entry read, "They're still here watching." Suddenly, the door slammed shut. The windows darkened. Panic filled the room. "What the hell?" one of his friends shouted. They ran to the door, but it wouldn't budge. They were trapped. From the corner, they heard a faint whisper. "Get out!" It repeated, growing louder. Thomas looked around, but no one was there. The cabin creaked, as if something or someone was moving. One of Thomas's friends, Eric, swore he saw a shadow darting outside the window. "We have to leave now," he screamed. But the more they struggled to escape, the more the cabin seemed to resist them. They decided to split up to find another way out. As Thomas searched the back room, he saw an old family portrait hanging on the wall. His blood ran cold when he realized the figures in the photo had no faces. Suddenly, the cabin's floorboards began to shift beneath him, creaking and groaning. The cabin seemed alive, closing in on them. Desperate, Thomas shouted for his friends, but their voices echoed from impossible distances. Eric found a hidden trapdoor under a dusty rug. They all rushed to it, hoping for an escape. As they descended into the cellar, they found strange bones and relics, remnants of old rituals left behind by the settlers. The air grew colder as whispers filled the cellar. The walls seemed to pulse, and Thomas swore he could hear footsteps above. "We shouldn't be here," his friend Lisa whispered, but it was too late. A loud crash echoed from upstairs. When they rushed back up, the cabin had transformed. Doors had moved, windows were gone. It was as if the house had shifted into something ancient and malevolent. In a last-ditch effort, they broke through a rotting wall. As they ran into the woods, they felt the cabin's presence following them, shadows creeping along the trees. But something was wrong. Eric was missing. When they reached the trailhead, they turned back and saw the cabin, unchanged. Eric was never found. To this day, locals warn hikers to avoid that cursed part of the forest, where the missing are never seen again. If you have a fearless heart, returning here means you're ready for more upcoming horror and thrill. Be the first to dive into the new adventure by clicking the subscribe button and turning on the notifications. Get ready for an unforgettable experience.